Let's continue with the show now right here. Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. So much to talk about, and we started talking about the IWTF Africa Senior Cup in Khartoum. We also told you about the NBA All-Star, but what are you talking about? Let's get you talking on Twitter. We're channels_sports, and on Facebook, we're channels-sports. You can also send us an email to sportsthismorning@channelstv.com. Let's make use of the hashtag this morning, CAF Champions League. Yes, we told you it wasn't a good one for Enyimba Football Club of Aba. Let's see if they can bounce back. That game will be played on the 28th of this month in Port Harcourt. Let's see if Enyimba can bounce back and defeat their Ugandan opponents. And then we'll also talk about the CAF Confed Cup. What a victory for Aqua United. Hashtag table tennis. Can Shegun Toriola defeat Omar Assad today? Can Edem Ofyong beat Dana Meshref? And then we'll talk about the NBA All-Star. What got you talking? Is it a side attraction? Is it watching Kobe play in the All-Star event? Talk to us. And the big one, the English Premier League. What a silly season we're having this year. Arsenal and that Leicester City game. Whoever thought that it would end 2-1? But as Tayo Salam said, that punk on Danny Welbeck's head did the magic. Wow.
Oh, you have to go there again.
You have to go there, man, because everyone was going for that ball.
Yes.
Ramsey, Giroud, Welbeck. At some point, if Ramsey had lifted higher than Welbeck, you would take that ball out.
He doesn't have a punch, so the punch was higher.
Yeah, there you go. That's the advantage of the punch.
Let's come to the continent now. Yes. Right here in Africa, what happened at the weekend? It started with, of course, Enyimba Friday. They lost that game. And, of course, it was like, okay, what's going to happen to the next one? And we waited for Saturday. What happened on Saturday? Aqua United, of course, they had a good one. And, well, the other two teams playing on Sunday, Warri Wolves, of course, the walkover, and Enyimba losing. That's in the CAF Champions League away from home. Warri Wolves, well, they had everything right now to actually prepare for match, right? The next game they're going to play. And, of course, in the CAF Confederations Cup, missed fortunes. Vita Club Makonda, Aqua United had to go away from home to actually win that one by a lone goal. And Nasarawa United here in Abuja, Generation Foot, a very youthful side. They won 2-1. They scored first. Fabi gave them the first goal, and the second one, Generation Foot said they didn't come to Nigeria to actually just watch at the Abuja National Stadium. They had to equalize through Ibrahima Niane. Then, well, Nasarawa United got the 88th minute penalty, 89th minute. They were able to convert that one. Sheun did that, and of course, it ended 2-1 for Nasarawa United. Now, the big one is going into the second leg in Senegal. Can they actually consolidate and get to the next round? Because that's going to be a tough one for them. They shouldn't have conceded that goal
very
at all.
tough. In a game of 2 legs, 2-1 is not a good result.
No, not at all.
And Generation Foot from Senegal, and they expressed a lot of disappointment that the refereeing was poor, and then the referee was supporting Nasarawa United. But these things come up when you don't win. These things come up when
should be happy they even got
you
a goal.
don't win. And guys, look at the pictures. Yeah, look at the pictures. This is the stadium. And that's what we keep talking about.
No, the fans were actually on the other side.
But this,
this is a big 60,000.
Come on, this is the Abuja National Stadium with the pitch looking all...
So except you have to look for 40,000 people, that's when you feel that, hey, they actually put the stadium, if that's where you're going to. The good thing is actually saw some pictures of some kids. That's what they want to say. They saw some kids at the stadium.
I just wonder why.
It's preliminary rounds. I mean, when it gets to the main round, you're going to have...
Play this game in Congo and see.
Play in Kano. No. There are some states we know that fans won't go to the stadium, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We know that.
Yeah. And I said it on Friday that they're not playing the game in Nasarawa in front of their own fans.
Exactly.
They've had to take it to Abuja, what they expect. I wasn't really expecting a massive turnout in that one. Compared to if they had played in front of their own fans.
That's the difference.
Nasarawa, so maybe that might have been the issue with that one. But the goal they considered, I mean, when an away team gets an away goal, they go back into the second leg very confident that they can wrap up the points or wrap up the victory. I hope that's not the case for Nasarawa United, because it's going to be very, very tough, for them in Senegal.
But I listened to the coach Gabriel Dogo speak, and he says that he knows his team can be defensive when they want to be. Okay. But then when you go out there in an away game with the mind of defending, then you can be vulnerable because you can make unnecessary mistakes. Now, they couldn't have defended this because they thought they can come out And that's why in this kind of game, no home advantage for Nasarawa with this type of game and what you've seen at Abuja Stadium. No home advantage.
Nope.
They just needed to have been cautious, do the business. Yes, they won, but we know 2-1 is a very, very dicey result.
Very delicate.
They missed some crucial chances. You can even see the pictures again, coming from Abuja. You can see that they missed a lot of chances and all that. Some you feel, okay, they will be able to convert, but they just couldn't do that. I think maybe, hopefully, in the second leg, they can actually work on that, because when you miss chances, when you're playing games and you're playing at home, away from home is definitely going to be more difficult.
Yeah,
so that's the goal that was scored, and that was just the first one, which was really fantastic. But every other one just didn't come as easy at all.
I like Nasarawa. I think they're a compact side. I think they're a team that can grow. I also know that if this kind of team gets enough support, you pump money into it, this team can go places, because they showed a lot of consistency last year. And to be playing in the continent shows that they're making progress. So we just need to support this team. But I just hope that they go to Senegal in the second leg and then just wrap it up. But let's go to point now and talk about Aqua United. Ubong Ekpai scored that goal for them. Now, if you look at that team, I kept saying that for Aqua, all they need to do is to consolidate. And going to Congo to win is a very, very difficult one. So let's see if they can just come to the Nest of Champions and wrap it up.
Yeah, result of the weekend.
That's right.
No doubt about it. And, they've got that away win now. So all they have to do is come back home and ensure they don't lose.
That's right.
Any kind of draw will be good enough to go into the next round. So surely Aqua United are in the driver's seat for that particular match. But let's go to the big one. Enyimba versus Vipers. I don't know. A lot of people didn't see that result coming, going to Uganda, to play, not a team that is, very much fancied on the continent, but still losing. And also, people I've spoken to, they were really shocked by that result.
Okay, they were thinking Enyimba would just go to Uganda and, of course, get the victory.
I don't know where they were getting that from.
Sometimes it's difficult because when you're playing away from home, especially in Africa, it's difficult. If you check what was spoken to Onyemuchi, a day to the game, he was talking about the fact that they were playing some pranks, on them, within the itinerary and all that,
mind games
and everything and all. Maybe that could have affected them. Or maybe Enyimba felt, come on, we're playing the Ugandan side, they wouldn't even take them seriously.
No, I don't think that's the case either. I think it's more like your third. That's it. Because according to the reports we've heard, the coach and Paul Igbogun has been quoted as saying they missed a lot of chances in the game. They shouldn't have lost that game at all. At worst, they should have come out with a draw. But it wasn't meant to be. The home side, took advantage, got their goal. They've got their nose in front now, coming into the second leg. But you expect surely Enyimba at home, in front of the fans, in Aba, they will surely overturn this deficit.
But it will be difficult because that game will not be played in Aba. The stadium is under construction. They'll be going to Port Harcourt. Now, yes.
That's another one.
So, I don't know how well.
so also, home advantage is out of there again.
Exactly. So, I don't know how well they will play.
But at least the good thing is that they're playing in Nigeria.
They're playing in Nigeria,
so whether you're playing in Kaduna or you're playing in Warri or Port Harcourt, you're playing in Nigeria. So let's just say you wouldn't have to travel. So you're at home, so you have to just make preparations and see how you can nail it. 2 goals, defend. In the next round.
As well, to the management of Enyimba surely will mobilize enough support that will go from Aba to Port Harcourt for that particular match. So I still think, come on, Austin Enyimba will get it done in the second leg.
I'm not saying they can't get it done, but I'm disappointed they lost to Viper Sports Club because you are Enyimba, you have the history, you have the name, you have the clout, you have everything it takes to play good football.
I'm just like saying, Real Madrid, you don't lose games, something like that. Come on, champions lose. It happens. But wait for the second leg. I think it's only when they actually don't, do the business in the second leg, then we can start the criticism. But right now, I think they're still in it. They're still in it. So it's just by a lone goal. Come on, they can come home and score 2, and at the end of the day, they are in the next round. You
remember Austin on Friday as well, so I was emphasizing that two-legged affairs don't crash out after the first match. And Enyimba have not crashed out.
Don't be Valencia and concede 7 goals. So right now they still have a chance.
But I get your disappointment.
I'll just keep my fingers crossed. They better don't lose out of the preliminary round.
In the first round.
Because I'm not just going to come here and say it again that Enyimba lost out in the preliminary round. No, it shouldn't be.
You're giving them a command. That's
the Nigerian League champion.
Yeah, no, they can't afford to go out in the first round.
That's not a good thing coming out. But let's talk about Warri Wolves briefly. Warri Wolves, we we're a little bit worried for that team, particularly with what we saw before the start of the MPFL Super 4. A lot of players leaving the club at the MPFL Super 4. They were not that impressive, you know. And what a way for God to step in for them. Walk over.
They needed to play a game because God, that's the God of football in play. That's the God of football in play.
You know, they didn't show up.
They didn't show up, and then good one for them. But Cecilia, you were telling me something about the unveiling of some new players.
Yeah, some new players that they actually signed in January. Some of them even participated in the Super 4, and they had to unveil them to the fans ahead of the game, you know, against the Praia Cruz, thinking those ones will show up. And of course, they have to unleash some of these players, you know, on them. By the end of the day, well, they just didn't show up. But these players that were about 11 players they've signed, I mean, new players, they feel, okay, with these new players coming in, they will definitely be able to, you know, rescue the season, so to speak. So some of their big players are leaving. So with your top players leaving, so you actually need other players to come in. And of course, King Osanga, one of them. Dele Ajiboye, of course, also one of them. Also one of them. They had to, you know, bring in these new players and see how they can actually, you know, get this season, you know, into a good run. So for Warri Wolves, I think bringing these new players definitely help them in the course of the league. Maybe we can just listen to some of the players, what they're going to bring in, and also general manager. Okay, now this is one of the big signings for them, and there's generous, of course, coming. He was with them before, right? He left, and of course, he's coming back to Warri Wolves right now.